he must have known some of y'all niggas because he was a big troublemaker, and he, you know what I'm saying, and he was coming back and he was telling all the stories about what was going on. I was like, what? Who did what? And I was, y'all just terrorized the place.
Oh yeah, that was the other day. It was like the last day before school.
The last day before school. So here I'm at school, you know what I'm saying, and my cousin Quasi is telling me about these niggas that came through and just.
Those were the 2 days: Caravana weekend, or the last day of school was Ontario Place. Right after the fireworks kick off, we're kicking off, man.
Oh man! And then boom, that's when all the fucking. I guess in the West End, can't really speak for the East, but in the West End, that's when the fuckery started. Really started. As far as like, you know, getting in the paper, names getting known, reputations getting made, you know? Man, them showing up at parties and everybody know what it's about to be. Oh my goodness gracious. Man, clicking up, trying to, you know, be opposition and all kind of craziness. It sparked off ever since that Ontario Place fucking...
Wild times, man. It wasn't just Ontario Place too, or Caravana. Certain clubs. You reach down there, you know, so stuff gotta get popped off.
Yep. I used to hear those stories. I used to hear stories like from you guys. I used to hear stories from before Jeezy got on. I used to hear stories about Meech and them. Going to the club then.
Oh yeah, they were big, man. They were doing big. They were on a different level.
Yeah, those guys were on that level, and I used to hear those stories.
They'd have people out in the club with their gear on.
Yep.
It was a different thing.
And then when Jeezy got on, I was like, oh, okay, I heard about his mandem. His mandem are some serious dudes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is the rapper guy now. Okay. Oh wow. But that can never happen no more now. Like with Casanova, Thugga, the Tekashi guy running around.
I mean, everybody.
I mean, you got people like, you know, we already talked about on a couple podcasts ago. Those guys, you know what I'm saying? Those podcast guys, you know what I'm saying? But you can't just bring your homies up and give them work no more the way it used to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put your homies on. You fuck around and get indicted before everybody gets clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, them days are over.
Completely.
You gotta find some new trade or something. The credit card swipe game's going dead too. All that stuff is over.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta find a new game.
That's short money right there. Like, I remember that was my first hustle before drugs or robbery or anything like that. Credit card scams, fake checks, all that shit.
Yeah, I used to like the white collar crime too.
Oh man, good money.
Real good money.
Fast too.
Yeah.
Fucks your head up though.
That's money you can live off too.
Yeah, like if you keep going and you
white collar crime, you can live off that money.
Yeah, you pay your
blue collar crime or selling drugs.
College funds and stuff with that kind of money. Like pay off like put a down payment on a house with that kind of hustle and shit.
Oh yeah.
Serious movements. But yeah, we were talking about those DJs that I seen claim hip hop started in Brooklyn, and you were telling me that it didn't even start in the South Bronx. It was from where?
Bronx River.
Bronx River. So Bronx River is not South Bronx?
That's their own little lane themselves.
Okay. And you're saying that's where the first hip hop DJs?
That's where they were bringing it outside and were using the break beats and whatnot. They were doing the back-to-back, like Grandmaster Flash was doing the back-to-back, but they were pointing out different sections in the songs. The brooch would be the break beat, the breakdown of the song, like every song had a breakdown of the drums or whatever the part that you like.
That sweet part,
so
you know what I'm saying?
That's where it started from there, and then you would just switch it to another track, another song, on another record.
Okay.
Where Grandmaster Flash would do it back-to-back with the double records.
So the first DJs were going from one break to another break.
One break to another break.
Okay.
And one break's probably like a couple seconds long.
Yeah.
So now some dudes were mastering the fact of just be able to know where the break is in the record and dropping the needle where the break is.
Okay, so that's where drop the needle comes from. That phrase, drop the needle.
I don't really know about that phrase. If you're referring to Maestro or something.
No, I'm not referring to Maestro. I'm just referring, but you hear like old school hip hop DJs just at the parties and stuff. I'm about to drop the needle. I want to see all the break boys. When I drop this needle, I want to see all the break boys get busy. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay.
Like that's the stuff that DJs.
Not necessarily. That just means they're just gonna play another song, play something that they're gonna break to. But there was a technique that certain DJs, that all DJs could do, is they can know in the record the groove where they can literally put it right where the break is.
Just by eye.
By eye on the record, and drop the needle on there, drop the needle on and bring it back instead of going through the whole song trying to get to the break part. You get me?
Nice. Shout out to all the hustlers who had to chip without no skis outside. Breaking it down by eye. Oh my goodness gracious. Some people get waves, some people get burnt. So the DJs used to drop that record right there by eye, just looking at the groove.
Certain DJs. Not all DJs had that skill.
Yes, sir.
I guess certain ones, they had to cue it up like you usually would do when you're blending two tracks together on a turntable. You had to cue it up, but certain DJs can literally know in the groove of the record where the break is and put the needle right on it. But then there was tricks we used to do where you can mark the record.
Mark the record without fucking it up?
You mark the outside of the record or the label where the print is. Mm-hmm. Or even if you could even put like a little stamp. I don't shouldn't be. If you watch like old DJ turntablism battles, certain DJs or turntablists will have stickers on their records, like literally on the vinyl. On the vinyl. So they know where to grab it when they're cutting and doing certain scratches and whatnot. So take this like this bear cap for instance. It would be like a sticker. Let's say this is a sticker, right? Yeah. It'd be on the record itself, not on the label,
but on the record.
On the record.
So the record.
So they know to grab. So they know to grab here. See in this beat where the kick starts and the snare hits. Yeah. You know the kick. Grab the kick. Let's just say when you turn the turntable on, you start it and you boom boom right.
Right there.
To mark it.
Mark it.
Either with a stamp with the thing, with the sticker, or you can mark it with a marker on the label. Right here. Right there. So now you know when you're pulling back, it stops right here there. And it's right here on both ends. Get me?
Nice. So you're not even letting the record spin around. That's why you put the sticker on there.
Or even if you're making it spin around, you know where to stop it because
you got the label,
you got the mark.
Yeah.
So if you know it went around once, you know to spin about 1.5 times. You get it right at the beginning to get the scratch out, whatever kind of scratch you're doing.
Jeez.
That makes sense to you. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see it.
It's like measuring something with a measuring tape and marking it so you know where to cut.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same thing, but the record is spinning. So you know how many rotations to spin back the record to get back to that certain spot where you want to scratch or to catch the beginning of the record.
Got that marker there to let you know right where to stop.
Or you just go by your head. You just know. You know the record that well that you can just go by your mind. You just know. Sometimes it's like muscle memory. It's like riding a bike. Like if you learn it, like if you know, if from once you do it from the beginning, it's like second nature to you. Like to do something like that, just to pull back.
All you can do is hear it, and you can just pull that record back to the
and
spot.
And you'll know.
That's all muscle memory.
That's all muscle memory.
Different kind
It's not really that hard, but when you're trying to explain to somebody, it sounds difficult, but it's really not that difficult at all. Once you can mark your lines where you want to cut and scratch, whether on the kick or the snare, your money.
Okay.
You can't lose your money. And now that's with vinyl turntable. Now you got the CDRs and all that shit, right? Like the Serato and all that.
Yeah, the little tiny.
You got cue points where you just press a button and it's queued up for you. Okay. So you don't gotta put that mark.
That's there.
So that's to show you that's an intricate part of DJing that you need to learn, is know to cue your spots. So like when you have like the Serato, whatever you're using on computers or whatever, you got cue points.
Okay.
Right?
And those are going to be where you bring in the next record, or
wherever you want them in that same record. It could be in that one song. Like if you want to repeat something, like if you want to loop a certain part in the song, or you want to bring it right back to the beginning, just press a button. You don't got to spin it back and all that shit.
Okay.
Unless you can if you want to, but you can just press the button.
On that little digital turntable?
On the digital turntable, all you do is press buttons now.
Okay.
You don't gotta do nothing but just press buttons.
So the DJs now don't really have as much skill?
No. It depending on what kind of, I'm not gonna say that because it depends on what kind of DJ you are. If you're a turntablist, meaning a person who's doing tricks on it, doing crap scratches and all that sort of shit, like doing technical shit, then you need skill, whether you're on vinyl or you on CDRs or even if you're using, because you can't use your turntables and you put a digital signal through them with you put like a record on the turntable, like your own turntable, and it sends a digital signal through the computer.
Okay.
And it has like a big like record, whatever vinyl thing on it.
On the computer.
No, on the turntable,
on
like
the turntable.
A normal turntable, not like a
so
digital
a turntable, and it's plugged in through the
computer.
Yeah, okay.
So you can still have the feel of a real turntable, or you can buy the device like the whole thing with the two turntables and the mixer in the middle, whatever. So there's different routes that certain DJs use.
Okay.
Like, so the real turntablists, they'll use their Technique 1200s.
Yes, sir.
Instead of using the CDRs or whatever, the Pioneers or the Denims or whatever they're using right now. So in that way, they have the grab of the turntable with the vinyl on it, because it's just like it looks like a vinyl record that you put on it, but it sends a digital signal through the computer.
Nice.
And through the mixer or whatever.
And that's what you use to do your scratching and
whatever,
okay.
So being that kind of DJ, that's a skill. Now if you're just sitting there just blending records or whatever, like in a club, you're not doing all that boom boom boom, all that shit. Then anybody can do that shit, because now on the computer, you can cue everything.
So how do like you see like the EDM DJs, like the big ones that get
that's the easiest.
Like the big ones that get like hundreds of, like, tens of thousands of people in the stadium and shit.
You can do that with your eyes closed.
Yeah, so those guys are all pushing buttons, right?
Pushing buttons.
So those guys are just basically
pushing buttons. That's why you see girls like Paris Hilton DJing and making big money overseas.
That's why you see so many people switching over to that game, because they're just pushing buttons. Okay.
But they're not really doing anything on the turntable.
And so so the people that make a name for themselves, that get the big money in that game, are the ones that have a brand.
Exactly.
And so
So the turntable
it's not really like a skill, like, oh, this nigga does some shit nobody can do, that's why we love him.
Not no more.
It's more like, okay, we like him because we like the records he plays, or we like his costume, or we like his logo, or whatever.
Like how you see Danger Mouse comes with the whole gimmick with the head piece or whatever.
And so now people go to that.
But he's playing the same music as everybody else.
He's pushing buttons. So he's just pushing buttons.
Pretty much.
Wow. So that makes sense, because I seen Just Blaze go over to that game. You was talking about Paris Hilton. You see a bunch of celebrities who have no business DJing doing the EDM thing and making a change.
Because it's easy. All the BPMs are the same.
Yeah.
It's not like any other kind of music like hip hop, trap, or whatever. Trap is kind of the BPMs pretty much all the same
pretty
too.
Close to,
because they're like techno as well, so their BPMs are high. They're not low like hip hop, boom bap. Their shit's like in the 90, 88.
That's all fucked up. How you said this, that hip hop, and then you talk about trap like, oh yes, you kind of said like all that hip hop shit. You brushed it off like, that slower, that hip hop shit.
Because the reason why I said it is because they got different BPMs. Where it's like if you're a person who were a DJ and you didn't have no computers, you had to find the tempo to mix with the other record that's playing.
Yeah.
Because so 9 out of the 10 times the record of the other person. Let's just say a Mobb Deep and a Nas, or a Mobb Deep and a Dipset.
Yeah, Mobb Deep and a Dipset.
Because
okay,
they're totally different tempos.
Sets, but they're both popping at the same time. Yeah.
So it would be harder to mix a Dipset high tempo with a Mobb Deep low tempo track, low BPM track. You would have to bring the tempo all the way down, and it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. Yeah.
The sound, it would sound like a screw track.
Yeah.
Like it's screwed, right?
So, well, a situation like that, would you have like a transition song or something like that?
That's where you see now. That's where these dum-dums with the push buttons, they got different effects. Then they let off something, bang, right? And then they play the next song because they can't match it. That's if they're blending.
I didn't even catch that.
That's if they're blending.
So a lot
check
of
it. If you see most of the songs are all blended, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, big shout outs. You know what I'm saying? And then Tuesday the song comes in and they let off some shit. Because they either didn't catch the track on time or the BPMs don't match.
Okay, that's a little trick.
And that's with our shit, boom bap shit from back in the day.
Yeah.
Because we're sampling from records, right? Jazz records, rock records, hip hop records, whatever, right?
Yep.
Funk, whatever. We're sampling, so they got different BPMs. So they gotta match their drums to whatever they're sampling to the BPM.
Since I fucking got you here, man. Speaking of sampling and fucking rock records and shit, man. I want to bring this up, man. How come? Because you make beats. I just rap one. I don't really know how it works. But how come when I listen to niggas who used to be legends, like DJ Premier, and I listen to some of the newer stuff he does, 5 seconds, Rage, I'm like, no thanks. But I can still listen to Alchemist, who's still in that same state of mind. He still has the same mentality.
Because Alchemist's mind is still growing.
Okay.
That's the difference. Some dudes will say they think, I'm the best. They know my formula. This is what I'm good for. And you know what? I do the same thing too. When it comes to him directly, Premier, I do the same thing.
You turn it off.
I know. I hear it already.
Yeah, I know. I hear 5 seconds. I know what the rest of the beat gonna sound like.
Since we're on Premiere, did you watch the verses with him and RZA?
No, I didn't watch it.
Well, you need to watch the verses with him and RZA.
Okay.
And if you're a beat maker, me personally, I love Premier. He makes nice beats.
He does. He has some
but
of the
his
best
beats are simple. They're simple.
Okay.
If you're a beat maker, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, if the reason why I mentioned RZA, their verses battle, you'll hear the difference. How the simplicity of his beats compared to the complicity of RZA's beats. So you'll tell the difference and say like, RZA won.
Yeah, of course. That might be a bad matchup, you know? I think maybe someone like...
It's a good matchup on paper when people look at it, but people are not putting the two together to really judge. They're only looking at his stuff as its own. So he only gets judged as his own.
I think Pete Rock would be better to go up against RZA. But I don't think...
He'll still lose.
Of course he'll still lose, but I think he has a better chance of sort of competing. You know? Because Pete Rock's beats have more like... it's more of a soulfulness to his beats. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you're listening to like a Gladys Knight record or something like that.
Most of these producers back in them times, it wasn't about the beat. It was about the sample.
Yeah, it was the sample. It was like the picking the samples. That's what they were. They were sample pickers. And
it was about... Where the fuck did he get that from? I'm talking about producers. It has nothing to do with the drums, nothing. Just the sample itself. What record store? What city?
See, Pete Rock was
where did he go to get that?
Good at that. He was good at that. Yeah.
A lot of them were good at that shit because they had like seminars for like a lot of these old breakbeat records and all this shit.
Okay, seminars and shit.
Oh yeah, wow. Man. Oh yeah. Like there's a lot of hidden spots that go all over just for certain vinyl, dude. And now 45 is like a big thing.
Yeah. Like that's like a thing where it's like people want that sound. A lot of people will buy their fucking I remember I was listening to, I don't listen to him no more, but I was listening to Bomani Jones. And he was bragging about, he's one of them nerdy niggas. And he was bragging about this expensive turntable system that he bought. And all this fucking, these Prince records that he was listening to and shit on this fucking hella expensive turntable system that
Phonographs.
he bought. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I was like, that's a thing now, huh?
Oh yeah, vinyl's a big thing.
It's a big thing, and cats can sell their vinyls for big dollars because the cats who are buying it are like, they're buying it almost like art pieces. You know what I'm saying? So like, they don't even mind paying a good change. You could sell just a few records and make a good change. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I try to look up some of my vinyl that I got to see how much they're worth.
I didn't even realize that the classic vinyl is reselling for good money now, huh?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Even like reissue of like old hip hop albums, you could buy it. They're selling for like $25-$30, man.
Jeez.
I mean, you can go in like
that's like record labels just eating all that money up. You know what I'm saying?
What's that place called?
They done paid for that record.
They sell vinyl
20,
in there
30
too.
years ago. And they're gonna reprint a record and sell it for $20 a pop, $25 a pop.
Yeah, they call them imports too, and it's a reissue.
Okay. We used to have to pay like $25 for those CDs that were imported back in the day.
Same with vinyl, certain vinyl, like double albums when I was buying vinyl. We've had an import label, they charged you more.
Oh, the imports, man. I remember buying like records like Too Short, Spice One, some of the down south niggas. Those niggas, when you want to buy their CD in the CD era, like you had to pay more because it would have the import sticker slapped on top of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then more mainstream niggas that were like on big mainstream labels, you can see it was like made by, you know, BMG, distributed in Scarborough down the street or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they got their little spots all over the place.
They get sourced through there, and then they send them out to the stores.
Through their little network and shit, you know.
Back in the day, we had sound pools. We used to get the records a couple months before they hit the stores and whatever.
Yeah,
so I used to always get mad exclusives like Wu-Tang or whatever. I remember picking up that album like, who the fuck are these niggas with the fucking stocking all over their faces?
Yeah.
Like,
I remember rest in peace, Kenji. No, it wasn't Kenji.
It was Wu-Tang yet.
Was it Kenji? Yeah, it was Kenji. St. Augustine.
They didn't even drop it. What's it called? Protect Your Neck.
Nah, Protect Your Neck, they didn't even drop yet.
When I had the album, Protect Your Neck wasn't out yet.
Okay, because I remember Kenji came to school one day and he must have known somebody who had to connect with the record pools that you're talking about, because he was talking about these Wu-Tang niggas and how they just the coolest shit he ever heard, and it's a bunch of niggas
with a lot of shit,
they got masks on their faces
every month.
And it was like, and we were like, Wu-Tang? What the fuck is a Wu-Tang? Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
When the Protect Your Neck dropped, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, when we seen the video for Protect Your Neck, because he told us before the Protect Your Neck dropped, so he must have had a brother or something that was in a record pool, you know? Because he was telling us about these niggas, and Protect Your Neck didn't drop yet. So we were like, nigga, what the fuck is a Wu-Tang? Nigga, beat it. Get away from me. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? And then when we seen these niggas, we were like, oh shit, this is who we was talking about. This is crazy.
Wu-Tang,
man.
When Raekwon's album dropped, it was in every car.
The Cuban Links?
I was talking about SNS.
Yeah.
That same year, SNS and Kid Capri. Down here.
I mean, Raekwon is definitely responsible for a lot of niggas buying.
And you know, Kid Capri was playing at the end of the shout out to Kid Capri. At the end of the show, you know what Kid Capri was playing?
What was he playing?
Hard Knock Life.
Okay.
Just the instrumental.
You know,
that's before Jay-Z got it.
Of course.
That's where I heard it first.
That's okay. That's where Jay-Z got it from.
Same
Kid
time
Capri.
Cuban Links. Yeah, you got it from Kid Capri.
Is that? I think
That's
that might be why. Because on Jay-Z's album with the Hard Knock Life, was that Blueprint 1?
Don't ask me, man.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna ask you yet. But on that album, there's a song that Kid Capri produced.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
And it's like, I wonder why he dropped for Kid Capri like that. Probably must have been from jacking that sample.
No, he gave it to him. Kid Capri gave it to him.
And then
he used to always play that track out on his closing show.
Okay.
It was 45 Kings did the beat.
Shout out to 45 Kings.
45
Heavy.
Kings, I believe, did the beat. And Kid Capri used to always play at the end of the show when people are leaving.
People are leaving out.
I remember because I'm a man who make beats and shit. So
yes,
I'm listening to shit. So when everybody's leaving, I'm hearing this. It's a hard knock. I'm like, okay. This sounds nice. This sounds nice.
And the next thing you know,
sounds nice. Years later. Because this was Cuban Links. When did Hard Knock Life come out? You know better than me.
So Cuban Links is like 94.
Okay.
Hard Knock Life is like no earlier than 98.
98?
No earlier than 98.
Okay.
So that's the earliest it could have came out. You know what I'm saying?
4 or 5 years later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good 4 years
later. Yeah, it's a long time. That's a long time.
It's a solid 4 years
I remember leaving a club.
You know what I'm saying?
And you play that shit. I'd be like, yo, this sounds nice. You know, I like how we looped this. It sounds good.
Jay-Z had his
the way he filtered it.
Jay-Z had that the album with
that's the
along where I'm from, Marcy from, ain't nothing nice.
That's what popped him, right?
That was the album that was closer.
Life, right?
The Hard Knock Life is the one that popped him.
Yeah.
And the one he dropped before that it has some good songs on there, like some legendary songs.
And that's because of Kid Capri. So give it to
shout out to Kid Capri. You put Jigga on. With the
that's
the joint.
what made him pop. All his other stuff wasn't making him pop. No.
I'm
telling you, I heard that shit, Max, and I'm like, yo, this sounds nice.
That is so
I don't even think anybody's hearing this because they're just trying to leave.
Because you're just paying attention because you make beats and shit.
I'm like, yo, I'm leaving, but I'm like, this sounds good, man. What is this? Nobody's on it. It's just a beat. Just playing this. And this dude, these guys play stuff that you never hear before. I'm not even talking hip hop. Like some break beats. Let's get few into that stuff.
So what do you think of those niggas that make beats now? Soul, Cooking Soul. What do you think of Cooking Soul?
Beat makers, it's a selective thing because you can make good beats and you can make bad beats. So how can you really judge a beat maker? In my perspective.
But do you like how those guys are moving with how like they kind of like push? They still pushing like kind of the art of beat making. They still put out beat tapes and like they have a whole brand off of just making beats. You know what I'm saying? And the sampling and they still do that pick and sample type beat making.
I like it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're a person.
But you're saying that's kind of like a kind of daddy old school kind of.
I wouldn't say that because I still make them too. I still dig for samples. I still look for that gem. Either drums or something that I can chop.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. So, and I use them in my trap beats too. I'll use. I don't want to say.
Yeah. Be careful now. Be careful, Ray. Be careful.
I don't want to.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get too deep. Don't get too deep.
Because then they'll catch on.
Yeah, of course.
Don't really catch the formula yet.
Oh man, these cats will fucking catch the formula and go run to the studio. Not walk, run.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't mind it at all, man. You know, like it's selective. Like beats are selective. Like if you get a beat tape with 10 beats, you probably only like 3 or 4 out of them. Or you might like all 10 or maybe 8.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like.
But then somebody else might hear and be in the tracks that you didn't like.
Yeah.
They might be like, yo, that one's the fire, and you be like, that one. So it's selective. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I've always had a team though, so when I hear beats, I'm always like, okay, maybe not for me, but that's. More for
someone else. You can hear someone else on it.
For Zaza, that's more for fame. That's more for people that's not around no more. That's more for, you know, jeez, that's a lot of niggas a lot of niggas in the set ain't around no more. Goddamn, you can't even holler out names no more. That's crazy.
They have to pop up and get on this cast. That's what they need to get on this show.
Yes, sir. But you know, everybody doing what they doing. I mean, what I like about how we doing is we older niggas, but we not like washed up. I don't know why so many niggas feel like.
I don't know what that word means.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know how to spell that.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like the whole concept of sort of not being what we are. That doesn't compute, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you are what you are. I am what I am. it doesn't change. Like, it's 2022, 2012, 2032. I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be, right? Obviously, I'm gonna grow and learn and be better at what I do, but it's what I do, right? You know what I'm saying? But
I hear you.
There's so many niggas that feel like, if I see that I've sort of, I don't know, just giving up. You know what I'm saying? They stop trying. That's the better way.
Motivation.
A lot of niggas stop trying after a while.
Lack motivation.
But how? Like, you still alive. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, just because you're not, do you want to stay a young person forever? Is that what you want to be? And now that you're not young, you're just depressed and sad? Is that what it is?
It's either that or shit ain't popping for them. Now, shit is popping for them no matter what age you are. You're going to feel fresh. Get me?
But even when shit's not, but people have their ups and downs. Like, nobody's up all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not up all the time.
That's where your self-motivation got to come in. When you're down, you got to tell yourself, yo, this is just for a moment. Everybody got their turn. Everybody got, it's a circle. It's a cipher.
Yes, sir.
It'll come right back to you.
Come back around.
You know what I'm saying?
Hustler's mentality.
So you got to look at it that way, or you say to yourself, yo, now it's time. I see what's going on. People are watching. I see people see it. Now I got to do something about it.
Yes, sir.
So you got to self-motivate yourself, whatever it is you got to do. I don't give a fuck if you got to get up and jog in the morning. Something to self-motivate yourself to get you through the day, to get you to whatever it is you're trying to progress to.
And build that discipline and get on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's true. I guess that's what it is. It's like, there's a lot of cats not with discipline. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. It's mind discipline. But a lot of people can't spend 10, 20 minutes by themselves. And if you don't have discipline within yourself, how can you have any discipline in general? You got to discipline yourself and know yourself.
When you get in like your 30s, your 40s, when you get in these ages and you don't got no discipline, you're going to get a big gut. You're going to start getting slow. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like when you're young and you can just go to the barbershop and get a haircut and you're back fresh again. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot more maintenance.
There's a lot more maintenance, for sure. So being...
Just like a chick.
Yes, yeah, I guess so.
Depending on the individual, though. Because not all men are like that.
Yeah, but just in general, you ain't got no discipline. When you're getting older, it's different from not having discipline when you're younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really, really gonna show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's where the self-motivation come in, and that's where the term washed up come in. Yes, because if you don't keep yourself up, it's going to reflect. It's like you said, you just can't go to the barber, not even get a haircut. You can just go get an outline and look clean.
And look clean, and you ready to go.
And you ready to go.
And you've been fucking bumming it for 8 months.
And a fresh shirt.
Nobody even knows.
Fresh shirt on.
Clean sneakers. You're
Hanes.
straight. You're straight.
Whatever it is.
Yep.
It don't matter. No one gotta be nothing.
Don't gotta be nothing.
And you look clean.
Right, as long as it fit right.
And you look clean, right?
Look clean. Good to go.
It ain't like that no more.
When you get older, it's not the bounce back. Bounce back doesn't work like that.
You gotta keep yourself motivated, whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
24/7. All time.
So that's fucked up. Because I can see how niggas get fucked up because there's niggas that's scared to come outside, Ray.
Oh hell yeah. There's niggas younger than me and they looking trash.
Yeah, but there's niggas that's scared to come outside because of how they fucking look, because of their pot belly or some kind of shit like
trash.
That. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's when at a certain age that was strictly for females. That was strictly a female problem. Men did not have these issues.
Because these dudes are sitting back relaxing too much, eating Doritos.
But when they were younger and you were fat and sloppy, you were outside. But now, niggas is like all of a sudden conscious of being fat and sloppy. But you've been fat your whole life. Why are you so worried about it now?
Because they're getting older now. And that's where their self-conscious comes in. When they're young, they're like, oh, they can say to themselves, I can do something about it.
Yes, sir.
But you're not going to do anything about it. But you can say, I got time because I'm young. I can do something about it.
So
I got time.
So I'm outside.
But now, you see everybody else stunting, looking fresh, looking fly. And now you're looking at yourself, judging yourself. Nobody's judging you.
Nobody. And social media will fuck you up because people
social media.
People put their best shit up online. They don't put their shit when they look at
That's why you don't trust social media.
But motherfuckers is like sitting at home.
Because it could be a rented vehicle. It could be anything.
But motherfuckers is sitting at home, feeling left out, watching the social media, getting fooled, thinking niggas is really living like that.
Then that's their problem.
Okay.
That's where their self-conscious come in once again. Because they're judging themselves on what they see, based on what they see on social media.
Yes, sir.
They're not confident within themselves. So they have no self-confidence, right?
But man, like back when we were younger, I know you never dealt with bullies or nothing like that. You were the bully. But
no. I beat up the bullies.
You beat up the bullies. Yeah, but you still were from the bully era, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up in an era where there was things called bullies. You know what I'm saying? And some of them might beat you up. Some of them might put a knife in your face. Some of them might take your lunch every day until you do something about it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's the era where we get our confidence from. And so, like, you pick your role in this era. Are you gonna get pressed or are you gonna be pressed? You know what I'm saying? Are you
pissed on?
Yes, sir. And
straight good.
You make your choice. It's how we grow up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you make your personality. But where do the youngins get that fucking? Like, where do you grow up now? You know what I'm saying? Where's that pressure coming from now?
Social media.
Social media is the bully now?
They get bully online.
Social media is the bully now.
Like back in our days, it was only a group of people who know. Let's just say you go to school, but only a certain group of people will know.
Yeah.
Now the whole school will know.
Yeah.
No matter what age, grade level you're at. So it's a lot more pressure for them.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of pressure.
With the bullying in that case.
And like getting
I still don't understand it because no one's touching you or harming you. It still comes down to your psyche. How strong is your mindset? If you let words or whatever other things around you affect your mindset to stop you from doing what you're doing, for you to say to yourself that he's a bully. Because it's up to you to say that that person's a bully.
You know who
the bully don't know who he's bullying until you say
until you react
he's a bully.
Like a victim. Now it's time to bully. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So, like you said, act like a victim. You want to be taken like a victim, you're going to be treated like a victim. It's tough love out here, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big guy. I can't say I never got bullied in my life.
I know you got a couple.
I bullied the bullies.
You're not a big guy. I know you got a couple big sticks though. Hey. I used to knock on this nigga basement window and
see.
He used to point a fucking
so sprawl on the bed.
He used to point some big thing back at me like, nigga, my nigga.
What are you doing here? Even before then, I'm talking like when you were younger, like in grade school. You know what I mean? Like when you're young, like a young child, you know, going through it, you know?
Yeah, that's the bully era I'm talking about.
Oh, I used to bully them. I wasn't with that bullying shit. I would let the bullies stand up and get kicked or punched in the face by the dudes they're bullying. That was my motto.
But yeah, man, like, I think too many cats fall on the victim side of it now. You know what I mean? Too many. It's like...
It's easier for them now because they're by themselves and they can just listen or watch it.
It's also easier not to be a victim now, too, because nobody, like you said, nobody's touching you.
Exactly.
If you can...
That's like I said, it goes right back down to your mental psyche, how strong your mind is. If you feel that you're gonna let somebody treat you that way, that's already in your mind that he defeated you.
Yep.
You know?
What do they call it? Living rent free? They say I'm living rent free in your head.
In your head. You're renting my space, man.
Oh man. Trust me.
You know, so unfortunate to all the people being bullied out there. I know it's a hard thing for y'all, but
it's a mental
sometimes
thing.
You gotta stand up for yourself, and it starts with your mind.
Yes,
once
sir.
You tell yourself, I'm not gonna take this anymore, no matter what kind of bullying it may be. You could be getting bullied at your job. You know, a certain supervisor, certain boss, whatever, all always on your neck. whatnot. You could be getting bullied at home, whatever it may be. But once you say to yourself, I ain't dealing with this anymore,
yes, sir.
And you tell that in your mind, you already conquered the bully.
You never turn back from that moment where you're like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not having it no more.
That's a thrill kill fact.
Oh, for sure.
Sponsored by.
That is definitely a thrill kill fact. Everybody knows that. Well, not everybody, but certain people know that moment where it's like, yep, I'm not having this no more. It stops today.
Stops today.
Trust me.
I want my money. I want it now. Stops today, my nigga.
Today.
Fuck that shit. You wake up and you say, today's the day I go to school. I use my lunchbox. I'm gonna hit that motherfucker as hard as I can with my lunchbox. You might beat the shit out of me, but I know that I hit him with my lunchbox. And I'll hit him again tomorrow. 2 times instead of once.
Yes,
get me?
Yes, sir. Because
that's how it starts.
It's true. It's not about winning a fight. It's about having a sense of pride and
self-respect. Courage within yourself.
Yes, sir. That's
still
the win.
Some sort of courage within yourself. If it's anger that gets you there repeatedly every day, this dude taking your money, mushing you in front of people, in the mess hall, whatnot, taking your juice out of your tray. You know what I'm saying? Spitting in your tray or whatever, just doing whatever to you, taking your whatever. And once you say to yourself, today is the day I say no. Fuck you, nigga. You might get beat down, but at least you knew you stood up for yourself.
That's not the point. Getting beat down is not the point. It's standing up to it.
That's all right.
That's the point. Because everybody's going to remember you get standing up to it. Or
why did you fight back?
Even if you get beat down, people are going to ask, why? Why did you get beat down? Oh, because motherfucker wasn't having it no more.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
I wasn't dealing with that shit again.
Yes, sir.
Today's a new day.
Today's a new day. And you got a different level of respect.
You know what? He got beat down, but you know what? He walked off with his lunch money.
Yes, sir.
He didn't take his lunch money.
Oh, my goodness.
Get me?
Now you look in the mirror, you see a fucking man looking back at you, goddammit, or a fucking woman, whatever. You know what I mean? But you see a real motherfucker looking back at you.
Well, on your job, you might get fired, but at least you still stood up for yourself. Or you might get written up, but at least you stood up for yourself.
Yes, for sure. You gotta put your foot down and try that line.
At the end of the day, there's always consequences.
Oh, for sure. It's just, do you want to be able to deal with those consequences? Know the consequences and make your move. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. But yeah, back to DJing though. Now, you got Kool Herc, he's a legend. You have Grandmaster Flash, he's a legend. You have DJ, the first Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster Flowers. There was a lot of DJs back in them days, and they're pretty much weren't really doing like hip hop music. They're doing mostly disco or some rare grooves or whatever. But when it came to like Grandmaster Flash, he was doing hip hop or break beats at the time, which is we consider hip hop.
So it's like outside of those heavy names, who's not mentioned that put in work? Kool Herc is the guy at the parties with the system.
DJ Disco,
that's the name.
From Bronx River.
That's the name, from Bronx River. That's where he's from.
And the reason why I think he pretty much didn't really get his, let's say his homage is because the word disco in his name.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Maybe if he came with something like Grand Wizard, Grand Royal or something, people probably would have stood out more. But people weren't, since they weren't doing disco at the time and disco was phasing out, they hear that, they be like, oh, he's probably a disco DJ. He's not doing like what we're jamming to in the parks or whatever.
Suffer from a bad name.
And then Bronx River is just a small section. It's not like a big, like, let's just say South Bronx.
Yeah, South Bronx.
Which is a whole barrel, right?
Legendary projects, South Bronx. You know, we all know, like, what's one of the projects in South Bronx? Prospect Park?
There's a lot of them. Patterson.
Like, jeez, like, South Bronx is crazy. I remember they showed those old school documentaries and shit before Reagan became president. When he was still running for president and he went to the South Bronx. Bro.
Stop it. That's when crack came out.
Goodness gracious.
Right after that day.
Yeah, they wait.
Because he said the agility and these people are still happy. Look where they live. Look at this broken down, burnt down buildings and shit. All this spray paint and shit, and they're happy. You know what? Fuck it. We can't kill these niggas. Send out the crack.
Send out the crack.
We'll kill them by the root. Start with their parents and send it right back down. That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. I mean, the CIA,
crack wasn't there. Crack didn't come like, let's say, 83, 84.
Yeah. Yep.
So when he came to 81, 82,
yep.
He's like, oh, these niggas still happy out
here?
They
still surviving. All the buildings is burnt out.
How we did all of this shit and they still happy?
There's no grass. It's just a pile of dirt in front of the building.
Send the cracks.
The crack came in and that broke us.
That's it. Send it, man. Send that Ready Rock.
The Ready Rock broke us. And the CIA was, I mean, they've been selling drugs from like forever.
Oh yeah, LSD and all that acid and same thing, all that shit.
Like, I think at least World War II, but maybe even World War I. Those
opium, they were using opium and whatever in Vietnam wars in the 60s.
Yeah, and even before that, those guys were selling dope. But I think the 60s is probably when they really made it an official part of their business. How they move is to move work. That's how they fund all their
hallucinant drugs.
Yep. LSD.
Gave them to a lot of the
the government invented LSD, right?
Oh hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, actually, I think it was the Germans. Came from the Germans, even the steroids.
But the American government introduced it to the American public.
What they got it from the Germans.
Oh, they got it from the Germans.
They invent everything.
Yeah, the Germans were doing a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
But the thing
steroids and all that shit. After they see my dude win and start the black dude beating all them niggas.
Yeah, Jesse Owens.
Yeah.
Shout out Jesse
That's
Owens.
when the steroids came in. He said, you know what? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Yo, bigger, stronger, faster. $6 million man.
Yes, sir. I have a polo with it's not Jesse Owens, but they're obviously copying Jesse Owens.
I got that too.
You got that
Which one you got?
It's 1934. It's the black man jumping over the
hurdles. Yeah. What shirts? You're the T-shirt. You're the
polo shirt.
Polo with the collar.
With the collar. Okay. And then I got the jacket where he's on the front with the flag.
Yeah.
And what else do I have? Oh, then I have the bucket hat. And I have the bucket hat where it has all the different, it's like all different dudes and shit. And right on the front, right on the front, the black guys there. I have those three pieces for that. Shout out to eBay. I got all those pieces on eBay. You know what I'm saying? Like those, you can never get all those pieces in the store unless. Like shout out to my homeboy John. I don't know if he still works for the Bay, but he used to like hold pieces for me.
I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna tell you some off this air. I'm gonna give you some where you can go, where you can get some.
Okay.
Some real vintage. You're gonna have to spend the fettuccine, you know what I'm saying? But the frere, but whatever. Trust me.
I try and get new classics instead of going back.
Like the reissues?
And spending like stuff that's gonna be a classic years from now.
I get you. You
saying?
Try to pick the pieces that you know they're gonna be the well sought for.
Yes, sir. Instead of trying to break an arm and a leg.
That makes sense.
Trying to buy these old legendary pieces. Because like, okay, you guys won in that era. I'm not trying to. Like, I can't go back.
The sweetest era, man. We had everything.
I can't go back and compete with you guys in that era. I'm not gonna break an arm and a leg, or even go through all the Goodwill and the vintage stuff and try and find hidden gems and stuff.
I get you.
I'm not into that. But like picking the new pieces
that you're gonna know is gonna hit for the next 10, 20 years,
sir.
like the old pieces.
Yes, sir.
You got any scarves?
Of course I got scarves. I got about eight or nine scarves, bro. I got a bunch of scarves. But I will say, shout out to all the heavy low heads out there. But there was a time where me and my niggas were the only ones really pushing this shit heavy. A lot of the low heads were in love with the old era. They weren't fucking with the newer pieces. They didn't start fucking with the low again until.
I ain't gonna lie, I never used to like to fuck with the big horses. All the small horses.
See, the big horses was my era. The big horses.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all fuck with the big horses. But I only wanted to collect pieces with small horses, and I was like, fuck it. I'm getting some big horses too.
Yes, sir.
Get me? I got a couple big.
But I remember there was an era where the older low heads were like, they were kind of giving it the cold shoulder. And that's when I was going.
Because a lot of them are reissues that they're trying to like the stadium pieces.
Well, the stadium pieces,
the yachts, and
the stadium pieces, yeah, those are starting to come back now.
Or the flags,
like a few years ago. A few years ago, they started doing like 2018. They started going heavy with the retros.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing a lot of the older low heads start sort of getting reinvigorated again and shit.
Mixing
the new and the old
with it.
And stunting out. Hey, I've been doing this.
You know
for
what?
a
because
while.
a lot of them are getting endorsements too.
Yeah,
a lot
for
of them
sure.
are getting endorsements
They're
because
getting
I got a
endorsements.
rock low polo shirt.
And man are renting their pieces. They're getting some change now. You know what I'm saying? But there was a whole gap where my set was holding it down for this low shit, where the older low heads kind of gave it the cold shoulder. And we were giving them the big ponies, we were giving them the rug cut. And then after a while, when the big ponies got played out, then my whole set switched to the rugbies with the crest work, like how you got on your England shirt. We were wearing pieces with no polo.
It's the only kind of rugbies I'm on.
Yeah,
Big patches.
Yeah, and we went through a few years where we were wearing
Double
polos.
patches, whatnot.
We went through a few years. We were wearing polos with you couldn't tell they were polos. That had no horse on nothing.
I got a lot of them pieces.
Patchwork, crest
A lot
work.
of them pieces.
Went through a few years.
Most of my jackets are like that.
You know what I'm
I got
saying?
Jackets like suede, polo,
Killing the lows.
jackets.
But not showing you it's a low. You know what I'm saying?
You just gotta know.
Yeah.
By the
only,
stitch.
Yeah, only for niggas that know. And then Ralph started coming with the retros and stuff. And then I started seeing a lot of the older heads come back. And Ralph put Thurston Howell the Third up in the ad, up in the billboard and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he put him in the book too, on that new Polo book. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
they got a new book out, the shirt book. You
yes,
see
sir.
that
I'm about to buy it. I'm gonna get it next week. The only
pretty
reason
low right now is to get it right now.
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
low,
gonna
like
get it right now.
$40
It's only at $40. Yeah, you're right. You know your things.
Come on, man.
You know, and
Buddy,
fucking,
I'm horsepower, nigga.
I'm getting
like
that
I
next-
took my saddle off my horse years ago.
Yeah.
I took my saddle off years ago, but they've been just grazing, nigga.
Yeah. So boom. So I'm gonna get that next
My
week.
horse been grazing. They've been grazing.
I was gonna go grab it, but they don't have the colors on one.
Okay.
I want either the navy blue one with the red shirt on, or the royal blue one with the yellow shirt.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's
You
the
already
one.
know. You already know. Like with the Mandem, with the Mandem, and I see like the different colors of the books. I already know which one the Mandem like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like because of how we came up. But so that one right there is automatic. Automatic. You know what I'm saying? But there's a navy blue one that looks crisp too.
Yeah.
It has kind of the red shirt on it that kind of ruins it a little bit, but it's still a nice navy blue. It's a nice navy blue. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, I got some red low pieces.
Yeah, for sure. I have the fucking my football piece, the varsity jacket, but it's not the one with the leather sleeves. It's all material.
Okay.
But it has the varsity patches on it. It has the fucking it's all red, but it has the football patch on the back, like a big football patch on the back, and then it has the block
Is it
letters.
the diamond or is it the square?
It's like the shape of a football, like the diamond.
No, I mean
football.
like this is the patch behind it. Like they got the shirt where they got the patch and they got the patch like the white patch and then the
it's
football
stitched
in
right
the
onto
middle.
the jacket. They
Oh,
put
it's
the
just
football
stitched
right onto the jacket.
Okay.
They put it right onto the jacket, and then they put the big block letters with the Polo RL, and then I think it says football underneath. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit. Cause when that jacket came out, they weren't doing the big Polo spell out too much. You know what I'm saying? And they weren't doing the Chanel either. And to see it all in one jacket, it was fucking bright red, but I said, fuck it. It's a collector's piece. I have to get it.
Got it.
And then they put the Indian chief head on the front. Forget about it.
Okay, I know.
Forget
which one
about
you're
it. You know what I'm
talking
saying?
about.
The Indian chief head
It
on the
looks
front.
like them old time hockey jackets.
Yeah, like
The old time
like something
hockey
like
felt,
something
felt jacket.
Felt,
I
yeah,
know
like,
what you're
it has the
talking
felt patch on the other
Felt,
sleeve.
yeah.
And then it has like another patch.
I know which one you're talking about. From when you said the Indian head, I know what you're talking.
And I was like, and that shit was bright red, and I was like, man, the homies are gonna kill me. But I have to get it. I have to get it. It's too fresh.
Yeah,
and then they had another one that looked like the New York Giants with the P. And I said, Fame, go get that, man. You're gonna kill him with that. And then boom, fucking, he got it. About a month later, fucking Drake wore it to one of the Raptors games. After Fame made his album cover and was stunting on the gram. Then a week later, Drake wore it at the Raptors game. I'm not saying he's seen it and copied it, but you know.
I get you.
You know.
That's why I like my pieces exclusive.
I mean, yeah, like this. Exclusives are hard to get. Like I have a bunch of exclusives, but I didn't know they were exclusives when I bought it. Right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I have a gang of exclusives. I just didn't know.
At the time.
At the time. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. And sometimes it's even better because it's like shit. I found a gem.
Yeah. Like
or all the time, I'm like,
a few years later, you'll see niggas be like trying to sell something I got for like some kind of crazy number.
Like, wait, let me look back if I got that.
What the fuck is going on? Why is he selling that for so much? Niggas want that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just bought that because I liked it. I didn't know that. Oh, that turned out to be like a collector's item. A well-sought piece. Yeah. That's crazy how that happens like that.
That's the only reason I like Ralph because they're pieces, like art.
Yeah.
It can be sold, bought, trade, sold.
Yeah, my homie Cash was telling me about that, like how he was talking about art. And he was like, yeah, that shirt you're wearing is like an art piece.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I never thought about that. But yeah, you're right. Yeah,
especially if it's vintage. You can even do a NFT. If you just taking a picture of you with that vintage shirt on.
Yeah.
And no one can get it. Like, oh man, this nigga, look at this piece, man.
I
I've wanted this piece for years, nigga. This nigga got this piece.
I never thought about
it.
I never thought about that. Niggas could sell NFTs off of these fucking collected
vintage
pieces they have.
I'm giving away too much.
Wow, you're giving away too much. That's a nice gem.
You know what I'm
Holy
saying?
shit, Ray.
Yeah, it's just put on something that's vintage that, you know.
I know a couple of chins on the gram right now that shouldn't even have taken pictures of the stuff they have. They should have NFT'd it.
I got some of that Japan flavor too.
Okay.
That Japan load.
One of the best Japan.
Pheasant shit. You got any pheasant shit?
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
The
right
ducks.
There.
Those are pheasants,
Oh,
my
the
nigga.
pheasants with the ducks. Okay, wait a minute.
Those are pheasants. Not ducks, they're pheasants.
They're pheasants, okay.
You might think they're ducks, but they're pheasants.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now. Oh, this guy has the lingo. This guy has the lingo. That's fuck. You're
pheasants,
fucked up.
man. Pheasants. They're pheasants.
I know what you're saying. They're pheasants, yeah.
Man.
Because if you know the lingo, then you would
been
call them
wearing
pheasants.
since 83. 83, man.
Yeah, see, that would be a proper lingo because
Lowe's and Benetton. That's my shit.
Okay, Benetton was kind of dope.
Benetton had the rugbies too, man.
Yeah, they had the rugbies for sure.
God, even Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was. Stop it, man.
I have a Polo rugby that's copying the Coca-Cola, but it's not the Coca-Cola. But it's like it's black and red and white, and the patch in the front is the exact same writing as the Coca-Cola, but
nice.
It says Polo RL. You know what I'm saying? And then
I mean Coca-Cola, the brand itself.
I know Coca-Cola, the brand itself.
But I know the piece.
But
you're talking a low piece.
I have a low piece.
The writing is in blue or in black.
It's in faded black. I think.
Faded black, like teared up, like my RL shirt.
Faded black with the whole shirt.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. They got the blue and the sweater with the horses running. The horses, it looks all teared up,
oh,
faded.
Wow.
Like the print, they teared it off before it was done.
Okay.
So it looks like pieces missing in it. Like lines. Same shit. There's a Coca-Cola print, the Polo. So it's RL Polo something.
Yeah, that's part of a collection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I don't remember seeing that piece, but the Coca-Cola piece I got, I was like, oh, this is nice. Because this is only at one store. All these other stores have the same pieces, but this piece right here is only at this one fucking store. You know what I'm saying? There's something different about this one right here, and it's heavy, Rage. The fucking
the fabric,
heavy. It's like a hockey jersey. Heavy.
Yes.
Whoa.
It's the only kind of rugbies I like, man.
Okay.
The heavy shit.
Heavy ones.
Really heavy, man. You hold a man too hard, you'll scrape his skin off his fingers and shit. If you pull away, you know what I'm saying? You know that shit? Dope, man.
Yeah, man. Those are the dopest rugbies.
With the quilted print up on the top, on the
quilted print on the top,
on the shoulder, on the breast part, on the back,
give it more structure.
And in the elbow,
the
patch them with
patch on the elbow, yes sir, to give it more structure.
Man.
Forget about it.
Come on, man.
Forget about it. The rugby work, like my rugby pieces are my most like I can show off with those the most. Because almost every rugby that I held on to was a collector's item.
The first rugbies I had was just the one. The collar was white, it was all blue.
Most rugbies have the white collar.
I'm talking about back in the day, all blue, thick material with the red horse, and the white collar.
Oh, you talking those ones? Those are the legendary. legendary rugbies.
That's what I was on.
Okay, you're talking about, that's a
83,
different kind of era.
84, that's what I was on hard.
You know what?
Blue, green.
I gotta shout out Will Smith because he did kill those rugbies for about maybe 2 seasons of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's all he was wearing, was those rugbies. The thick ones, white collar, plain with the horse.
Plain,
but the heavy ones, not the regular ones, the heavy ones.
Heavy.
You can tell it's heavy because it would kind of lean back and the front would kind of stick out a little
out.
bit. Yeah. Those,
and it's the way they cut it too.
The way they cut it. The 90s era. The 90s era cut was a little. I didn't like that cut, but it's still nostalgia is dope. Out of nostalgia.
Heavy collar is white.
Yep.
All of them, the collar is white. Every one of them, the collar is white and it's thick.
Piss me right off because when you wear it too much, then you get that ring around the collar that never goes away and shit.
True, or it turns yellow.
Because
even when you bleach it, the bleach turns it yellow.
Yeah, like you can't keep a rugby crispy unless you don't wear it. But if you're gonna wear that shit, it's like a sneaker. A rugby is like a sneaker.
You gotta use some stain and wear some shit.
But rugbies are like sneakers. You either keep them in the box and don't touch that shit, or you fucking wear it and it's gonna show. You can't hide the fact that you wore your Jordan 5 black metallic 5s. Everybody knows the mesh is all yellow. The mesh is the ice bottom. It's not ice no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't wear.
You gotta keep your shoes in containers. I'm giving away too much. Keep them in containers and they won't break on you, man.
Well, I fucking wear my sneakers so they don't break on me.
That too.
But
a lot of people
you got too many.
People who don't got that many, but still don't wear them because they don't want to get creased.
Yeah.
They still leave them in the box. Put them in containers.
See, people who have enough shoes to wear, but you don't want to wear it, you're cheating. That's not cool. I mean, you don't belong in this thing we have. You have resellers, you have real sneakerheads. But you cats who get your hands on dope shit, you're not reselling it, you're not wearing it, you just, for what?
Hoarding it. I do that sometimes. I can't lie. That's how you gain your collection.
I don't like you guys, man. I don't like you guys.
You know what I mean? But I got a vast variety of choices that I like. I just don't stick with Nike or Jordan or whatever. I go all over the place. So it varies. You know?
I mean, for me, like, I don't go all over the place, but I do love sneakers from every.
That's how I knew about brands, and that's how brands are big. Cause we were rocking Sakai's from back in the day. Nobody's rocking Sakai. I didn't even know what Sakai's were.
Don't know what Sakai were. I just,
you know what I'm saying?
I just thought they did a collab with Nike.
There you go.
That's the only time
it took
I heard
Nike to give them the jump off.
Yes, sir.
For for the mainstream or for certain people who don't really know to know about it.
But that's what I like about the Nike though, because they don't pick no mainstream cats to do the collabs with. I never heard of none of these niggas. Amon Manier, I never heard of him before. Who else they do collabs with? I never heard of before.
They do collabs with everybody, whether a designer or a certain person.
Like
everybody.
Ali.
Yoji, what about Yoji? You know Yoji.
Yoji? Who's that? The
Y3.
Oh, the Y3. Yeah. He's dope. He makes dope shit. YG still makes creative
He was the
stuff.
first to come out to me with that Yeezy silhouette.
Yeah.
Because I got a pair of his shoes from back in 2000, whatever.
When Kanye went over to Adidas and I started to see the shoes he was making, like the designs he was coming with, I was like, oh, it looks like he went over to the Y3 brand.
Exactly.
And is trying to make the Y3 brand mainstream. Because Adidas kept the Y3 brand kind of like underground, like limited pieces, not a lot of pieces, not in a lot of stores. You know what I'm saying?
This shit was fresh as fuck, man. That's
clothes,
when I want to wear my
sneakers.
tech gear. That's what I put on. I put on some YG shit.
Yeah, YG
Y3
makes some
shit.
dope track suits and track pants, dope sneakers like their trainers and shit. Y3 makes a lot of really dope shit. A lot of dope shit.
Dope, man.
They make some dope hoodies. Y3. Some of this stuff is hard to wear, but they got a lot of shit. That's nice.
There's a lot of that tech stuff. I like.
Most
tech
of this
stuff's
shit
coming up just now. Tech gear's coming up just right now.
Yeah, like you see everybody go simple with the Nike gray tracksuit with the black zippers and stuff. What's that called again? That Nike tracksuit that everybody
I know
wears.
what you're talking about.
Everybody wears that, but Y3 was killing that shit way before Nike came out with that tracksuit. You know what I'm saying?
It's a UK London thing.
UK.
big on tracksuit tops.
And what's that sneaker? Air Max. Was it 95? They likes.
Big up to Nottingham.
Were they like 95s out there? Or Air Max 1s?
The Air Maxes out there. They're with the 95s and I think.
And the ones, right?
The 98s.
And the 98s.
The ones with what's the ones that fades out?
Oh, the 90. Oh, those might be.
They faded. They had like the neon yellow one with the gray, and they had the blue one. They go straight black. Either that or the 90 or the 91s or whatever.
Oh, okay, they like those ones with
all
with
black,
the fade?
just all black.
All black.
All black. That's a UK thing.
Okay.
All black. Trainers. They don't wear sneakers. They wear trainers.
Yes, sir.
Get me, blood.
But they got some. That's why I stopped wearing Adidas. I used to be an Adidas guy, heavy. But all the dopest Adidas. This is before the internet really became like mainstream. All the dopest Adidas were overseas.
Oh yeah, Europe, of course.
Europe. They had all the shit that I wanted in a tracksuit. And a tracksuit work
I grew up in the era with Adidas art shirts. Don't know nothing about that shit, do you, my nigga?
Art shirts.
Adidas art shirts, man.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Oh my god, my nigga. You gotta do your research on that shit. Adidas art shirts, man.
Jeez.
They look like the Ocean Pacific. You know Ocean Pacific?
I remember I had Ocean Pacific shirts, and they kind of looked like they had art pieces on them. I remember that.
That's how the Adidas shirts
That's how Adidas shirts came, okay.
Sweaters and shit. The
sweaters, oh, okay.
Oh,
you know
my
what?
era with Adidas was nice. Remember the satin hats?
Man, you know what piece I'm still pissed off I didn't grab?
The satin jackets.
The fucking Adidas store on Queen Street, the small one.
Okay.
The one closer to Spadina.
Where you got the tennis
tennis
ball?
Yeah, I got the tennis ball joints.
Okay.
They had the Run DMC, the sweater. Not the jacket,
which
but
one?
the sweater. The Whose House Runs House. They had that sweater.
Yo, I'm going to tell you about the illest
sweater.
Adidas piece ever, Max. To this day. Please Google it right now. Brethren. The Adidas Cyclone sweater, nigga.
Oh, everybody at home.
The only dude that I seen try to bring it back was A$AP Rocky.
Oh, A$AP Rocky tried to bring it back? You fucked
Adidas Cyclone. My nigga, when I was a kid, I used to go to Yorkdale. They had that. And I can't remember what store it was. In the glass. B.
Oh, in the glass. Jeez.
Adidas Cyclone sweater, my nigga. Look up that shit right now. I'm telling you, I grew up in the era, dope boy, D-boy era, where Adidas was on smidash.
Oh, man.
Whether it was sneakers, sweaters, hats, jackets, even tracksuits, man. We had everything.
I mean, shit, everybody knows the story. Michael Jordan. What the fuck is this? Holy shit.
That's it right there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you brethren?
Okay.
And red and stuff's all shiny, like satin material.
Okay, because I remember.
Can you buy that right now? Where's that at? What's that on?
Buy it. I'm pretty sure somebody sold it.
God.
Yeah, low stock. In stock. eBay. In stock.
How much is it going? Like 3, 4? 2, 3, 4?
See what he's selling it for. This guy's selling it for. This is used, obviously, and worn.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. If you can see the year on that shit, that'll even tell you. They will probably tell you the year.
This guy's selling this one for $333.
There you go. I'm telling you.
But this one's probably got some real damage to it. Because I'm telling you, a piece like this on eBay goes for way more than that. Cause
that Adidas Cyclone shit, I think they reissued it. I think they did it over again.
So there's another guy selling it for $450, right?
Better condition.
This guy's selling it for $629.
There you go. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I know my pieces. I'm telling
you.
So
most of these guys wore the shit out of this piece and they're just trying to make a change out of it because they recognize it's dope.
Sweet, man. I'm telling you, back in.
I seen a nigga. He had a bunch of vintage pieces and he had a few Adidas sweaters, and I was like, yo, how come his Adidas sweaters look like some polos? These are the art sweaters.
That's not an art sweater. That's just the Adidas Cyclone.
That's just Adidas from the Dope
art
Boy
sweaters
era.
Came after that shit.
But this is just the Dope Boy era that you're talking about.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, B. That was the shit. That's probably like 83, 84.
Yeah, see, that's that era I'm talking about when Michael Jordan was trying to when he got the deal with Nike, they gave him the offer, right? The whatever million they gave him. And
that was like 83, 84.
Yeah, 83, 84. And he went to Adidas because Adidas was killing shit so hard at the time.
Adidas was the thing. They were number one. Nike was nobody.
Nike was new. Yeah.
Nike was new. They were only making like tennis shoes.
They had no rep in the streets.
It was Adidas and Converse.
Yes, sir.
And Larry Bird and Magic Johnson had those two Converse.
Killing boys with the weapons.
Yeah, the white and green, the Bird, and then Johnson had the purple, yellow, and white.
That was dope.
That was the breakdance there that we were talking back earlier about the break. That was the era 82, 83.
Yeah.
If you didn't have those on, stop at 5. You ain't nothing.
Nothing. Man, the Lakers, Magic's version was better because he had 3 colors on his. That shit was sick.
Sweet, man. I'm telling you.
But Jordan wasn't fucking with Nike. He made Nike cool.
Yeah, because he wanted
to fuck with Adidas. They had the tracksuit work. They had everything.
They had everything. You know that Adidas and Puma, they're brothers, right?
Yeah. I know the story.
Okay.
They started off both working at Adidas. Under their father. Then when the father died, they continued on with the company and they started the beef.
Yep.
And then one brother left and started his factory
did the Puma
right across the river in the same town and opened up Puma.
And Puma was sweet too with the fat laces. Oh my God. The fat laces.
I still wish I kept my
diamond fat laces and the super jumbo fat laces. I'm going back too far for you niggas. I apologize.
My Puma Easy Riders were mean. They were green nylon with the green suede.
It's all about Puma suede, man.
Then I had Puma Easy Rider with the gold stamp on the side of the shoe. You know how they used to do that era with the side of the shoe with the stamp? Mean.
I had the just the Puma suede or the Puma States.
Okay.
That's the all white leather with the suede black Puma sign and that state in gold.
Nice.
Stamped on the side.
That's one of my favorite Pumas of all time. I never had that one, but that all leather joint with the suede joint, with the suede Puma logo, mean.
I got canvas ones like them right now too.
Okay.
Black and white.
Okay.
Yeah, black with white stripe and white with black stripe. Canvas.
Yeah, but
the
this
suedes,
era,
man. The suedes, man.
But this
the best shoe to break in, and those in Adidas.
But these pieces, see, my Run DMC sweater that I'm talking about is this kind of sweater. That's why you brought it up, huh?
Yeah. Run DMC made their shit off of that, man.
Yeah, you fucker.
I'm telling you.
But
I know what DMC sweater you're talking about. They look like the New York Knicks sweaters.
Yeah, they look like the New York Knicks sweaters and shit. And the Adidas store had that. But I just didn't buy it. I don't know why. I didn't buy it.
You can't leave those. Anything Run DMC, Adidas, even tracksuits back in those days. Oh my God.
I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know. Talking about that when Jam Master Jay died, I should have bought his shoes and I never bought them. Rest in peace,
and I would have had them right now. Or even when they just did the Run DMC collab with Adidas, the shoes, I never bought a pair and I should have.
You should have, man, because they haven't come up with a Jam Master Jay in a long fucking time. Like, they keep that shit tight, you know? Like, they don't disrespect the Run DMC over
Adidas,
there.
it's either Forums or Attitudes. Attitudes, right?
Attitudes. Which ones are the Attitudes?
Dope boy shoes, my nigga.
I remember Adidas Forums. Adidas Top 10.
The Forums is like the knockoff of the Attitudes.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now. I know the Attitude now. I remember the Attitude.
They look like our look like our yellow, like our Ewing Adidas.
Yeah, they look like the Ewings, but
same thing.
But a little bit more, like the toe box, a little more slanted. Is the toe box more slanted?
The toe box is same like the What were the other ones we were just talking about?
The Forums, Top 10s.
Same round, same way.
Yeah, okay.
But it's the same kind of color spec or whatever formula.
And
like
it has like the collar.
Ewing.
You know what I'm saying? Yup. I know those ones. Those are a little bit doper than the fucking. I have those in my my Bobito book. Stretch Bobito has a book.
I'm telling you, those are the dope boys. You talking to me now, B? Those any Adidas with the high top with the straps on them.
Yeah.
Stop it. And they're suede too. Stop it. They didn't come in leather. They came suede or snakeskin. Stop it.
Snakeskin. Forget about it.
I'm telling you, I know the era. They didn't come in leather. Only like the Forums or whatever after when they start the remake before they made the Attitudes, they came up with the Forums that look like the Attitude. And if you look twice, you'll be like, you think they're Attitudes, but they're not Attitudes. They're Forums.
The Forums are the ones they push now.
Exactly.
They got the lows and the highs. Oh shit!
The structure of the Forums are like the shell top superstars.
Okay.
No, sorry, the pro models more heavier.
Oh, like the pro models.
The
Okay.
Superstars is like the knockoff of the pro models.
Yeah, the low cut. The Superstar is the low cut of the pro model.
No, because they got Superstars in high tops too. But I'm talking about the leather, the thickness of the shoe. It's lighter.
Okay.
The pro models are heavier. The shell is thicker. It got more rugged to the shell.
Oh, okay.
See, I know
you're
these
talking
things.
you're talking like those old school pro models, and then
Pro Model 2s, which are new.
yeah, which are new, but the original pro models. Because I had a retro of the white with the blue, and the shell.
Even the stitching's different.
And the
stitching's
shell.
different.
The shell is smooth.
That's a Pro Model 2 or Pro Model 1.
It's the Pro Model 1.
That's why they're smoother. That's to
It's
show
smooth.
you.
It's smooth.
Pro Model 2s are the ones you want, my nigga.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Pro Model 2. See, I don't know those
Pro
ones.
Model 2s. Look it up. You'll see the difference between the two shoes. Actually,
yeah,
the three
because-
shoes. The Pro Model 1s, the Pro Model 2s, and what were the other ones we were just talking before?
We were talking
They also
Superstars and we're
Superstars.
Talking, yeah.
Superstars. Because they all look the same, but
Yeah,
they're
they-
not the same. They're different leather. The
Uh-huh.
Pro Model 2 got thicker leather, thicker shells. Thicker sole. It's more of a bulkier, thicker shoe. I had all of them. I had the Superstars. I had the Pro Model 2s in the high tops. So I know how to judge them. Same with the Forums and the Attitudes. I had them so I can. That's how I can tell the difference between the two. I could tell by the texture of leathers and whatever they use.
Okay.
The materials they use.
But that's the era right there that has the dopest sneakers ever. No era can compete with the dope boy era of sneakers. So it's just early 80s up until right until when Jordan started doing his thing in 87.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jordan-
86, 87. You got it right.
That's when Jordan started taking off. 86, 87.
Talking about Jordans, I want to give this away, but you know the number 2s are gonna pop just now.
Well, they've been trying to push them. They've been trying to push them heavy.
They got a
this year.
couple designers doing a couple collabs with the Jordan 2s right now.
Yeah, that's like the shoe that they're really trying to push. I like some of them. Like I like the brown one. I seen a brown one that looked good. It's a low cut.
Yeah.
I seen a high cut. It was white and it had like multicolor trim. That looked alright. But 2s, the thing with 2s, when you get it right, it's like holy shit, perfect. And then if you don't get it right, it's a miss. You see what I'm saying?
That's why I stay with the original colorways.
It's hard to I have a couple 2s, but I keep them real simple. I have an all black with blue trim, and I have an all white with black trim, and then I have the OG low cut.
All
The-
black
the
suede
Chicago.
with the silver trim, man. That's the shit.
All black suede
With
too.
the silver trim.
Jeez, okay.
Stop it.
I have an all black tumbled leather with blue.
The silver looks kind of like this too.
Mean. The 2s are the most unique Jordan out of 1 through 14. The 2s,
It's the one that's good that no one. It's like the redheaded stepchild. Nobody
Yes, sir.
looks at that shoe.
Yes, sir. Like you have to know what you're doing to really make that shoe look good. That's not just, hey, let me walk outside and wear what everybody else is wearing and can't nobody say nothing about me. With the 2s, you have to know what you're doing or else you're gonna get cracked on.
And they pop with tracksuits. You gotta wear them with a tracksuit.
Yeah, tracksuit work is very important with 2s. You gotta have the 80s look with it, you know? Or you can go with like the tennis look. You know what I'm saying? With like the fucking, cause they look like tennis shoes too. Like Eric, what's his name? Eric Lend. What was the fucking? There's a few tennis players that had some dope sneakers.
Agassi.
There was not before Agassi.
Oh, okay.
Before Agassi.
I wasn't really paying attention to them tennis shoes because they all look boring to me until Agassi came in the scene.
Agassi just
He
flipped it
just
all up.
mid-ashed up that
all-
shit.
yeah, man.
Agassi, man.
Holy shit, Agassi
Agassi was the only tennis nigga that looked fly on the court too.
the Agassi's.
He had all the
fucking-
different colors and shit.
The Bo Jacksons, the Agassi's. That era was crazy right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a neon.
Yeah.
That's a neon. That's the early 90s.
Early 90s, man.
Late
Sneakers
80s,
were
early
popping.
90s. Yeah, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, so that's right after the Dope Boy shoes era. You know what I'm saying? That came the Agassi era and the Bo Jackson era and the fucking Air Maxes and
That's still Dope Boy era. That was still like 99. Dope era, the Dope Boy era, I think didn't stop until like 94, 95.
oh, you think the Dope Boy era goes all the way? Okay, so I'm
94,
talking like
95.
So when I
That's
say
why
Dope Boy
it's
era,
it's a stoppage
okay. So
to me.
For me,
So
it's
you
dope-
had certain sneakers during that time that That's a dope boy shoe.
Okay.
Anything with a Velcro strap was a dope boy shoe.
Oh man, so many.
Sneaker wise.
So many of those.
I remember back in them days, they had them Gucci sneakers that look like the Nike Air Trainers, the first ones. You know, the Nike Air Trainers.
Nike
you know
Air
what I'm
Trainers.
talking about? The white and gray
Yeah, okay.
Air Trainer.
Yeah. They had a Gucci that looked like that.
Yeah, with the Velcro strap at the front.
With
You know, the
strap
front
at
right
the front.
here.
I know you're talking. Yeah, with the Velcro strap
Go
at the
do your
front.
Googles, man. They had a Gucci shoe. Oh my God. And know what else? Who had it like that? Wasn't Gucci. It was Tell you in a minute.
I remember they had that Reebok aerobics shoe with a strap in the front. You know what I'm saying? I remember they had that shoe, but that was for chicks though.
Wasn't Clark's. What was it again? Fendi? One of them, man. Yorkdale used to have this shop, and they had them in there, man.
I know what store you're talking, and they had all the designer kicks in the front by the window.
Right at the front of the window.
Yeah, they had some dope kicks in that store.
Telling you.
I wasn't even into those sneakers, and I used to stop by that store every time I was in the mall and take a nice slow walk through there. Like, man, let me see if there's something in there I can grab. But I don't know, the designer kick thing. Even though I like those kicks,
they looked exactly like the Nike Air Trainers. This is when they first came out with the Air shoe.
That's what I'm saying about
They call them what they call them, the experiments.
Okay,
Look it up right
but that's
now.
what I'm saying about that era, from like early
Like the Air
80s to like
Force
86, 87. This is where the designer motherfuckers get all their silhouettes from. You know what I'm saying? There's a Gucci like that. I know the Air Trainer.
Exactly like that, but it just has the Gucci labels on it. You get me? Strap at the front.
And they had that in the fucking. They had that at the. What was that? Was that the Harry Rosen?
I don't remember what the shop was. Actually, I think it was a Clark shop. I don't know if they changed it when your era, but I don't know, man. I don't remember the name of the shop, but they had them right at the front, dude.
Oh, so you might be talking about a different store.
Same shit, man. Cause these were the first Air shoes, you know.
Oh,
You know that, right? Before Nike Air came up with the Air Max ones, this was the first their first Air shoe.
Okay.
This was the air bubble. The black thing was the air bubble.
Yeah, they didn't show it. Yeah.
There was no air. They just call this the Nike Air Trainer.
Yeah.
Then they came up with the Nike Air Max with the air bubble that you can see through the shoe.
And they had the Air
This
Force.
was the first. This is what created Nike Air. This fucking shoe right here, B. 86, 87.
Well, for the trainers, because they had the basketball Air, for the Air Force One, right?
But they didn't have no air in them.
Well,
They were called Air Force One because of the plane.
Yeah.
The Air Force One fucking plane. The president's plane is the Air Force
Air
One.
Force One.
It wasn't because there was air in the shoe.
No.
There was no air in those shoes back then. This motherfucker, this is the shit.
Where they put
And
the
then the
air
air, then they show the air pocket with the Air Max. Then they show you with a cutout that you could see the air bubble in
I
it.
thought they were putting air in the Air Force One.
Not till now, not the new technology shoes now. Perhaps, but back then, nah, man. It was just Air Force Ones. There was no air in them.
Wow.
Trust me. That's just straight soul, man.
But yeah,
This is what kicked it all off. This is the shoe. You see the Bo Jackson, all that shit's the same. This is where the Bo Jacksons come from.
those are the first Bo Jacksons. It was
This
John
is the
McEnroe.
this is the
it was
silhouette
John
he came
McEnroe
from.
and Bo Jackson. Those are the first guys to wear that shoe. John McEnroe and Bo Jackson. So like that's why they don't call it
Even
the Bo
your
Jackson
medicine
ones.
ball,
Those
medicine
are the threes.
balls?
Those are the threes.
before they call them medicine balls,
Uh-huh.
it was this shoe.
Oh yeah. That's
And you see how your parts, the brown leather thing,
yeah.
it was actually leather like a suede, kind of like a nubucky.
Oh,
it was
okay.
soft.
Like a nubuck. Oh, okay.
It was soft. So
like
the color didn't look.
like
it was the same copper kind of brownish color.
Like the Air Jordan 4, the military 4s that has that gray part where it's like it's not a leather, but it's like it's not a smooth leather.
Looks like a feltishy.
Yeah, but it's like nubuck. It's like
Yeah.
it's not shiny.
It's a different kind of
but
material.
It's soft, but it's soft and
So the
thick and
color
thick.
looks different.
Yeah,
That
the color
same
looks
because
different.
it's gonna look more fadey like. It's not gonna look so
Okay.
enriched like how your medicine ball has
Yeah.
it looks bright because it's painted leather, right?
Yeah.
Back, guy, go look it up right now, man. I'm telling you right now. You'll see what I'm talking about.
My medicine ball.
I had them too.
My medicine ball retros. They did put a nice leather on those though. They did put a nice soft leather on those though. I can tell you which one of my retros have like the best leather, because they don't put a whole lot of good leather on sneakers no more. Like
no. Most of those shoes are not leather.
Yeah, most of them are not leather. They're synthetic.
They can get away with it as long as they put a little piece of leather on the shoe. They can call it genuine leather shoe.
Oh yeah, like
in anything, handbags, whatever.
Yeah, like most of my Jordan 1s, they probably still do this to this day. On your Jordan 1s, they'll have real leather on the toe box.
That's it.
They'll have real leather on the side part, on the side, not the swoosh, but the side part where the swoosh is laying on top. That'll be real leather too. It'll have real leather on the collar and on the heel, but the toe guard, the swoosh,
no,
always synthetic. Always synthetic.
That's why I like my.
And then
old,
once in a while,
I like my old.
Once in a while, you'll get a Jordan with all leather all over, but it's very rare where you'll get a Jordan with the same materials on every panel. Yep. What they do is they cheap you out when they'll put the leather on the part of the shoe that your hand touches. And then, you know what I'm saying? So like when you touch the shoe and put it on, you feel like, oh, that's soft, nice leather. But man, some of those panels ain't even real leather.
No.
But I don't really care about that as long as the shoe looks good. You know what I'm saying?
But like even like how these kids are buying these Air Force Ones, they're not real leather. They even look like plastic to me. Oh yeah, like most of these shoes nowadays, you can tell it's just some synthetic bullshit. And plus, they don't even make basketball shoes out of leather no more. That's all made out of knit and plastic and shit, right? Exactly. So it's only the retros that have the mostly synthetic leather. Then once in a while, they'll give you like some nice synthetic leather. And then once in a while after that, they'll give you some real leather. But I'm all right with the synthetic leather that looks and feels like real leather. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right with that. You can't get around it now. Because you can't even tell. You know what I'm saying? Some of that shit. Unless it's like... You can't tell because everybody like has thick. It too. Unless it's like the thick leather, then you can tell. But most leather on the shoe is thin. So you can get away with the soft synthetic and you'll never be able to tell. Yeah. Unless you got like a Jordan 5s, it's like that thick leather, so you can't really fake it with those. But a Jordan 1, you can put the fucking fake leather on there. You won't really be able to tell. It's crazy. A Jordan 3, you can put the fake leather on there. You won't be able to tell. I don't even think they put real leather on Air Force Ones no more. You know, I had Jordan 3s throughout my whole life. I always had a pair. You had them in the Jumpman era, too. No, Nike Air era, but I always had a pair of Nike Air One, OGs. Through my whole, since they came out. And when did they come out? I don't remember what year. They dropped the one with a Nike. 80-something. Mm-hmm. And they dropped the one with a Nike Air. Yeah, with a Jumpman dummy on the back. I got a pair of those too. Yeah, but in the Jumpman era, they did drop a white one with the Nike Air. Yeah, the Siemens, yeah. And yeah. It had Jordan on the bottom, but it had Nike Air on the back. Yeah, it says Jordan on the bottom. Yeah. In writing or whatever. So yeah, like you could, if you were rocking 3s, you could always have a 3 with the Nike Air at the back if you stayed fucking with the 3s. I could only wear OG 3s. I can't wear a 3 with the Jumpman. No, I don't wear any Jordan with Jumpman on the back. I can wear a 4 or a 5 with a Jumpman on the back. I don't wear them. But those are obsolete. Those are no-nos. But the 3s and the 6s, 3s and the 6s with a Jumpman, it's a no-no. I don't care how dope it is. I won't do it. I can only wear an OG 6 or an OG 3. See, I got some with Jumpmans on the back, and I don't wear them at all. And they just be sitting there like 4s and whatnot. There was a 6 that Travis Scott did. He put his cactus. Yeah, I got those. Those are nice. He put his cactus logo. So what's on the other shoe? There's a cactus logo on one shoe. What's on the other shoe? You mean on the back? On the back. It's just his name. Oh, okay. So yeah, those ones are nice because there's no Jumpman. There's no Jumpmans on the back. Yeah. It's just his name. Those ones are nice. On both sides of the shoe. I like those. The Cactus Jack, whatever, on the other side. Yeah, it's just his name. Those are dope still. Yeah, those are fucking dope. I had the exclusive yellow ones that he dropped. The mustard? They're actually not, they're not mustard. Those are fake. If you get mustard. Well, there was two shades, right? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Those are the fake ones. The other yellow ones, it's kind of like that yellow. The other ones are kind of like that, like a burntish mustard.
Yeah.
Those are the fake ones.
Okay.
The ones that I got is like that yellow.
Okay.
Like a bumblebee, more of a yellow. The other ones that look more like a darker yellow, I know what you're talking. Those ain't real.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, take it from me. Those are not real. You see somebody wearing those, they look just like the speakers, like yellow, same kind of yellow. It's like, kind of like that. It's more of a yellow than the more darker, like on the bottom of that thing there.
So the darker one is the fake one?
Is a fake one. Trust me.
Yeah, that was a weird shoe. It had a weird release. I don't know if did that shoe even release?
No, that was a sample. The yellow one was a sample. I got them though. They were a sample. A lot of them, same with some Virgil shoes, I got some samples that they don't get released, but they were made. He made them. Yeah. But they're family and friends.
Yeah, family and friends. And some of them ain't even family and friends. Some of them are just a sample.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But sometimes the samples are given out to family and friends.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's why they're not. And
then sometimes don't make. And then sometimes don't make like a limited pair for family.
I know.
And friends.
I used to shop in the back of sneakers just for samples. I used to give dudes like cases of liquor to go in the back of the sneaker shop to shop in the back. I never used to shop in the front of the store. It was always in the back, whatever they got in the inventory. Because a lot of the hot shit they don't bring out to the front.
Yeah, that's back in that era where even like in the 80s, Adidas would sell, like Adidas would give their shoes to like the retailers, and the retailers were only allowed to sell it to people who had the card you get when you're on a high school team.
Okay, yeah,
like you have to be officially on a high school basketball team or whatever to get certain shoes, and then they go in the back and put on certain shoes. In the back,
I used to get sample stuff for discontinued shit all the time. Back in the day, I used to be crazy with the discontinued shoes.
Yeah, the discontinued is
nobody can get that shit.
Yeah, it's how all the legendary sneakerheads have the discontinued shit from the back of Poppy's store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to love shopping in the back of my new shirts, a modern look or something. I'm straight.
That's that era.
A lot of samples, man.
I love sneakers from the early 80s to around 86, 87. All those silhouettes. I can just close my eyes and pick a Nike basketball shoe from that era, and it's gonna be dope. It doesn't matter what it is. I love all those shoes from that era. Sometimes they'll steal a design from that era and kind of act like it's a new design, but I know the truth. Even joints like the Air Force 2 and the Air Force 3, those are dope sneakers. Barkley wore those joints.
Yeah, the Barkleys were dope.
Yeah, Barkley wore the Air Force 2. Those kind of remind me of the Adidas Top 10 a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because of the three colors on the shoe and shit. I love basketball shoes from that era. And you can tell those shoes are the best shoes because all these Louis guys still copy all those silhouettes.
That's what I'm telling you.
They still copy the silhouettes from that era.
That's because of Virgil.
And the most popular shoes right now are from that era. The 3s, the 1s. You know what I'm saying? This is what people fuck with.
That Avia looking, Brooks looking silhouette.
Brooks.
Remember shoes like Turin Tech?
No.
Y'all don't know Turin Tech Etonics?
I remember Etonics. I remember Troop. I remember
Diodoro, Lottos.
Yeah, I love Diodoros. Lottos. I remember Lottos because the fucking
soccer.
The Gino niggas.
Soccers.
The Gino niggas used to wear the soccer shoes.
Yeah, those were
on
the whack
road.
ones though.
Yeah, the whack soccer shoes on road. I'm like, my nigga, why are you
Oh, but
wearing...
those Adidas indoor soccer shoes were smashed too.
There was indoor soccer shoes that were
Simbas or whatever.
Yeah, those were dope.
Smashed.
Those were dope.
Those were smashed, man.
But the Lottos with the fucking flap over the tongue.
Yeah.
And it had the bottoms that looked like you weren't supposed to be wearing it on road and shit.
Oh, I got you know what I got in those?
If you have a white pair.
Peyton. What's his name? Peyton.
Walter Payton?
Walter Payton kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
With the flap tongue.
Yeah, my first fucking dope pair of sneakers was the Walter Payton kangaroos when I first moved to Brampton.
Was it the flap tongue?
They had the zipper, had the pocket in the tongue. They look like fake Adidas forms or something like that.
Okay, mine look like they look like football cleats.
Okay.
But they're sneakers.
Yeah, mine were like basketball shoes, but
it has the Cortez
Oh, okay.
Front that goes like the front goes like down the car chest. You know what I mean?
So mine were more like basketball shoes.
Oh, okay.
But like they were like a bootleg Adidas form, top 10 type looking shoe. You know what I'm saying? And it had the pocket and the tongue. You know what I'm saying? And it was white, blue, and orange. You know what I'm saying? Walter Payton signature on the shoe.
Side, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was on the box and shit. I was like, yo, this is the dopest sneaker in the world.
I got his fucking throwback.